Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are we all today, wherever you are in the world when you're watching? A huge shout out to you. I've just been playing around with a few beautiful orbs that have come to greet me before I started recording, so hopefully they'll show up. But they have a mind of their own, obviously, and they'll come when they come. But of course, I've just had a heart full kind of loving communication with them. So we'll see what happens throughout the reading. Okay, so I just want to start by saying the moon is moving from Scorpio into Sagittarius over the next little while. Certainly by the time we get to the weekend, the moon will be in Sagittarius. Scorpio, as you know, is associated with transformations. It's associated with beginning and endings, and of course Sagittarius is the sign of learning, the eternal student. So I still feel that we're in that energy of learning about an era that is ending. That's my feeling, and we still have this very difficult aspect of the sun squaring Mars, which of course is bringing this aggression, this aggressive kind of behavior to the fore. And the sun is also at the moment conjunct Mercury. Mercury, of course, Mercury is a retrograde. So it's kind of like, in a way, we're sort of frozen in time, and we're having a look at, as you sow shall you reap. And there are many good things about that, as well as some of the more obvious things that we're seeing at the moment with those extremists, extreme right-wing kind of fascist type of personalities that are trying to garner headlines, that are trying to whip up frenzies. This is sort of making themselves in Putin's former POTUS's shadow. I have, that's the subject of the reading today. I want to look at what is the future of extremist right-wing fascism, and will it grow? And then we'll take a little bit of a look at some of these reps. I'm not going to name them. I'll just use their initials. We do have one in Australia as well. I've had a lot of requests about whether the current Conservative government, of course our leader got a military medal from Putin's former POTUS, and is now under pressure to move away from the extreme, or certainly bring his extremists into line. I've had a lot of requests to see if he'll be re-elected, so if we've got time we'll throw cards on that. And are we winning the war, winning the fight in relation to COVID, or will we be winning the war? So there's a lot to get through. Let's get started. I'm just going to pull a couple of Lenormand cards on this extremist. Sometimes it's good just to have a look at what they've got to say. Are we winning the... well, yeah, it is. Are we winning the fight, or the challenges of extremism that we're seeing at the moment that is so terribly destructive? Our eyes are wide open now. Is far-right extremist, right-wing far-right extremist views, fascism, is that growing, or is it subsiding? What's happening there? Is far-right extremism, is it thriving, growing, or are people actually moving away now, like getting a reality check? Show me what I need to know about this, please. Okay, so we've got contracts, which kind of speaks to me about the cultish type of behaviour that we see. And we have the child, innocence. So to me, this talks about the vulnerable nature of people who get involved in these movements, these far-right extremist type of movements. And we've got the lilies, of course, which is some kind of gift. So until we I guess in any society we're going to have that kind of element, but the base of the pack tells me that this is strong, so it's not going to go away overnight. That's what I'm feeling, and they are still recruiting. They are still recruiting, and we've got this this karmic kind of heavy. It's complex because a lot of the recruitment is done via. I have to be careful what I say here. Some people that are vulnerable, are lonely. Some people that are vulnerable are fearful. Some people that are vulnerable don't have anywhere else to go. But I feel that we've got this illumination of the complexity of what is occurring at the moment. And I do feel with the ship here, this illumination, given the strength, and I'm not going to shy away from it, the strength of the movement, of this extremist movement, the only way it's going to be dealt with is if we give it this full illumination. And of course the ship talks about moving away. And if I look at the direction of that ship, it is moving away from this kind of very heavy karmic cycle. So we need to understand the motivations of those that are funding, organizing, and because there is definite organization here and money being channeled through to recruit these people, and there is definitely some kind of contract offered to them. However, this full illumination, as tragic as the capital attempted coup was, this full illumination is the only way we're going to deal with it. And of course you can see the structures here at the base of the pack paired with this patterns. It is not a new phenomena, but it has been exacerbated by social media. And so again, this full illumination is the way we're going to deal with it. I do feel there is reform coming for social media over the next year or two. All right, so let's take a look at it via the tarot. I just finished with my Healing Light Lenormand, and I'm now drawing from my Gilded Tarot Royale deck, for those who are wanting to follow that. So let's have a look. Please show me this extremist right-winged. It's almost like in a healthy functioning society we would see this as people that needed to be counselled, people who needed to be charged, people who, this whole, I think, getting to the networks, because clearly there is network. These are professionally organised groups, and that's probably what we haven't come to terms with yet. Once that we get that full illumination, and of course charges that may result from that. That's why Canada's move to declare the Proud Boys a domestic terrorist group is so important. I'm hoping other countries will follow suit, but let's just one question at a time. Far-right extremism, is it going to grow, or are we going to get on top of it? Far-right extremism, fascist movements, Nazi, neo-Nazi type movements, are we going to get on top of it? Are we going to get on top of it? Yeah, okay, so it's very difficult because a lot of this is occurring in people's homes via social media, and it's manipulation. So we've got the magician here, but this is also, what do we want? What do we want as a society? This is manifestation energy, very powerful energy, I might add. But we do have the challenge being the truth. I'll bring the laptop down. I've got a feeling these cards are going to be quite interesting. We have manipulation of the truth, but we also have the truth challenging that manipulation. And look at that dove there. The truth will bring peace. The truth will bring peace. Okay. If we can get that truth out. The Two of Pentacles. Again, you know, financial. That's why what is happening in America with their stimulus is so important, because a lot of people are suffering one way or another. Unemployed people being disenchanted, and of course being in their homes, being vulnerable on social media to wanting to tear down the government that's not doing anything for them. But this also speaks to manipulation as well, and this division, this deliberate sowing of division. I see a step in the right direction. This is in the past position, the Six of Swords. So I'm feeling a glimmer of light in relation to being able to get on top of this. It's going to take a lot of work and a lot of effort. Now we've got the potential here is moderation, and it is temperance and bringing peace back into the equation, balancing two sides. It is the potential. It is what is crowning this reading. So, and I'm also reminded of a December time frame. So this time next year, or a December-January time frame, is going to be a lot different. We're going to accomplish a lot in 12 months. Yeah, the Page of Wands. We've got a newness coming. Can you see that light on the end of that wand? We're stepping forward, taking small steps. Nothing is going to change miraculously overnight, but we do have the Judgment card in the here and now. Something is coming to an inevitable ending. If you go back to my last reading, you'll see that the Lenormand cards were quite clear about why are we bringing this to an inevitable close, because it's threatening our stability. It's threatening our house, you know, which is our security, our haven, our home. In the environment around this inevitable ending is the Four of Pentacles, which can be insecurity. It can also be insecurity around money. But to me, this is telling me that those who are vulnerable to these influences are going to kind of stand their ground. And why are they doing that? Because there's some deep-seated insecurities there around power and around money and around the way that the world functions. In the hopes and fears, we have independence and freedom. So there's that aspect to this as well. You know, freedom of speech is an illusion if freedom of speech causes destruction, incites violence, and incites infringement on other people's right to be safe, to be physically safe, to be mentally safe. And this is why I think there's regulation coming. The Four of Swords is retreat. And again, this is where I thought that we're bringing more moderation with this Temperance card. It's also a healing. And we have a retreat card in the outcome. Funding. There's somebody there. This is a network of funding for these extreme right-wing groups that is going to be uncovered. And this is in relation to the attempted coup on the Capitol. This couldn't be more clear. There was deaths with this Four of Swords. There was wounded. I think something like 140 Capitol Police were wounded, damaged, hurt in that insurrection. They're going, if not now, certainly when Biden's AG is in, they're going after the moneyed interests. We're going to see some big players fall who may have funded this. Because I think they're gathering the evidence that it wasn't just a rally that they were funding, they were actually funding an attempted coup. Now we have the Five of Pentacles, we've got loss, left out in the cold, and we've got review. So, to me, and this is Trump's, Putin's former POTUS's loss and abuse of power, but it's also who he was aligned with, who he was again contracted to. And we've got this Ten of Swords, his downfall. So I can see at the base of the pack that he is fair and square in the middle of all this. And why, why would we think anything else? So it looks like it's retreating. And it may go to the shadows as well, but not into this out in the open that we're seeing now. The brazenness of inciting violence is actually going to be tackled head on. But more so, I think Biden's very clever. He's bringing in, he's helping the vulnerable, but at the same time, he's got a iron glove, because it's going to get to the bottom of who funded this, who planned it, who funded it, how far did it go. And as a result, all of those actions are causing these groups to retreat. Now, as I keep saying, they will be in the shadows, but they'll also be gone after as well. So even though we might, they might have megaphones. They might have megaphones now. They're not going to for much longer. All right. Current members of Congress. Again, I don't name people here. You all know who I'm talking about. Let's start with the one who got censured today and got kicked off the committees. You know who I mean. All right. Let's have a look. Will she be re-elected in 2022? 2022, a lot's being accomplished now, and a lot will happen in the next 18 months, 2 years. Will the person who was kicked off the committees in America, in Congress, will they be re-elected in 2022? Let's see what I can... So there's going to be a lot of emotion and also a lot of groups, a lot of effort is going to go into unseating her, because I'm seeing that Ace of Cups, but it's morphing into a Victory Cup. So let's have a look. The Ace of Cups is a new start. It's what I kept seeing in the months leading up to Biden's win. Will this person be re-elected? Right, she's going to be seen as a traitor. Okay, we've got the Page of Swords coming out. Ooh, that's rather an ugly type of energy in that Page of Swords. Rather aggressive. Page of Swords. Challenged by the abuse of power. This person may well be incriminated in what happened in the events of January the 6th. These aren't good cards. It's going to be shown that she abused her power in some way. Now, we've got the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. That's always a good card in the foundation of the reading. Four of Cups, this is, she could be offering something, offering a, not an apology. I know that she spoke and she didn't quite apologise, but this is in the past. She could be offering something in the future to try and hang on. Three of Cups, we've got celebration, coming together. And this is what I feel, that people will come together. And there's that Ace of Cups, three of them. Perhaps three groups may come together to unseat her in 2022. In the immediate future, we've got illusion and delusion. And I spoke yesterday about power in the wrong hands often operates via illusion and delusion. So that has to be broken before things change. But we've got the full card clarifying that new starts. So at the base of the pack, we've got the Three of Wands. We've got a long way to go between now and 2022. There's also a foreign influence here. We could see that some funding for the group that she's aligned with, it might them something around campaign donations that might even come out. We've got that spy in the camp, traitorous kind of energy that she will have to defend herself over, but also her alignment with Putin's former POTUS. So, I'm not saying Russia funded her, but there's something around her funding that might come out. But she will, I think she's going to be embroiled in some kind of legal jeopardy potentially around her role. So this is just a reading for entertainment purposes only. It's not based on fact. I just want to say that everyone is innocent until proven guilty. So that's enough of her. What about the other dark-haired girl? She has been rather quiet. Let's have a look. So I think that the first one I read on is going to be in a bit of legal jeopardy. Let's have a look at this next one. Will she be re-elected in 2022? In a way, they're kind of sorry about, that they're seeing that this, there are no winners in a failed coup attempt, are there? We've got decision time here. With the Two of Swords, and again the Page of Cups. She could, again, is in peril, legal kind of peril here. The Page of Cups is this bombshell surprise news coming around decisions that she made. Let's just put it like that. The Eight of Pentacles, again, this she could have been working with in some way. The Eight of Pentacles, and the Six of Wands in the past is victory. So she's aligned very much with the events of January the 6th. And again, the Knight of Cups, she's going to want to change her way in some way because of this investigation that she's going to face. Okay, so I don't need to go any further. King of Wands. These two are going to be in some way incriminated with the events of January the 6th. Let the legal processes unfold. Now I want to zip to Australia. We have a backbencher here. I'm just going to call him CK or C. He's a backbencher cast in the same mould as the two that I've just read on. And I think, again, people are going to pour a lot of money into unseating him because I'm seeing the Knight of Wands. Will he be re-elected or even retain his pre-selection in his seat? Will this person see in Australia that is, in the mould of these other extremists? Will he be re-elected? I got to know. So we've got the Emperor card, control. Somebody's stepping in here and challenged by strength. I can see what's happening. He is detracting from the strength of the current leader. And he's out. He's not got control of this situation. Of course, this is an abuse of power. So here again, this illumination, if you think back to that first pull, is what is going to allow us to get on top of this stuff. They're doing it for money, one way or another. They are cultivating celebrity status through inciting extremism. It's to keep power. It's to retain, keep power, and of course everything that goes with that. Knight of Cups. Oh, boo-hoo. Looks like they're all trying to smooth things over. This particular person, miraculously, all his incendiary, is that the right word? Insurrectionist type, or not insurrectionist, but extremist posts on Facebook suddenly started disappearing, but there's a record that's been made. And we've got investigation here as well. So when I say investigation, there could be a move to Six of Pentacles, something around. He could be embroiled in something as well. A lot of these cards are pentacles. Let's see. It doesn't look like he's going to be. I think he might lose pre-selection because he's going to be a drag on his own party. Because more's coming out about him. All right, so where are we at? 24. Somebody asked me, will Putin's former POTUS testify? No. And that's, I know voluntarily, he said no. Not even if he's impeached, he won't. He will back up and he will not testify. That's my intuitive feeling. But we can ask. Just one or two cards, please. Will Putin's former POTUS testify in the Senate hearing of his impeachment. We've got the King of Pentacles, which is him now. Oh, and the toxicity. He's challenged. His finances are challenged by the toxicity of his brand, and appearing in the Senate won't help him. He's having to defend himself right at the moment. Maybe we need to bring this down so you can actually see how toxic these cards actually are. In the past, we've got this new plan, new start. Okay, so again, okay. So in the sky, we've got circles of support. We've also, this is coming together, friends protecting him, but can also be celebrations here. And we've got victory. So challenging that is the Lovers, which again is his other card. So no, he's not going to, because it doesn't really feel like it would be in his interest to do that. And he's constantly thinking about his finances, and the toxicity of his brand appearing there would just make this even more, deepen it even more. The High Priestess, keeping his secrets, manipulation, and this Eight of Pentacles again, work that is done. Like he has a particular way of communicating, which experts have taken apart, and it sounds like fascism. It's got all the indicators and hallmarks of a speech that a fascist might have given. So no, he's not going to. I don't think so. Even if he's subpoenaed, I don't think so. We've got Biden and the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. Even though we can't see this at the moment, I think Biden is acting to bring some kind of judgment here in relation to this impeachment. Now, I've always thought there's a glimmer of light that something will occur, that he will actually be convicted. And I know I'm like a dog with a bone. Maybe I'm, wishing for him to be convicted, but I think with the vote went to in relation to Liz Cheney, who voted for impeachment. They wanted to strip her of her committees, of her leadership position, I should say, and it was 145 to 61. So 145 Republicans voted to support Liz Cheney, who voted to impeach Putin's former POTUS, and 61 didn't. So that's not bad. That's not even half wanted to kick her out. So we've got something happening here, this internal struggle that I was talking about months ago in relation to the Republican Party. So let's just ask again, because I feel that the law is going to tie people in high places to this coup attempt. And we're not done with that yet. We're only just getting started. So, will Putin's former POTUS be convicted in the Senate? Show me where that is at the moment. Ooh, powerful image there. I'm getting the eagle backed by a orb, very bright orb of light. Will Putin's former POTUS be convicted? Ooh, okay, I think it's your crest. King of Cups, which is Biden. My card for Biden. We've also got the Ten of Swords, which of course is this downfall that we often see. We've got the Eight of Swords, which is this restriction, not being able to move here. We'll pull a full Celtic Cross. Lies and deceit. Oh gosh, these are awful cards. So let's have a look. What's crowning this reading? The Page of Pentacles. Okay, so if there is a conviction, it's only by a very small margin. I keep getting the... is this a peacock? I I got that when I first opened up. I'll have to look at the imagery of the peacock, or the archetype of the peacock. The Queen of Pentacles in the near future. This is stability, national security. Here she is again. That peacock is there again in this spread. Peacocks can be luck as well. But this is somebody also funding. The funding of this insurrection is critical to this question in some way. Okay, so we've got in the here and now, we're not seeing the full story. That is illusion and delusion. They're trying to cover up the full story. In the environment around, we've got the Three of Cups. This is this celebratory energy, also overturning a lot of this power in the wrong hands operates via illusion. The Ace of Cups and the hopes and fears. These are good cards, new starts. The Knight of Swords is the truth coming out, and there's my eagle. The truth coming out, and there's my eagle. Something to do with funding. Who funded this? Who are they tied to? This is where I think you're going to be surprised around what is the case against Putin's former POTUS. We have the voter. The truth is coming out on behalf of the voter, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight is very significant here. It's come up a couple of times, but the funding of this coup attempt, who organised it, is going to, they're going to push that, or they're going to reveal something about that. I think the truth is going to come out on behalf of the voter, and the Republicans are very wary that the truth will come out. Now, we've got the Nine of Swords. We've got this high anxiety, 8 and 9, and the manipulation, a card again, manifesting what was manifested. We're going to get a full review of this, and the Three of Pentacles coming together. In some way, the Fool is new starts. In some way, I think, given that I got an outcome card of the Knight of Swords, I'm going to say the truth is going to emerge. And given I got that clairvoyant eagle there, I'm going to say there is a chance. However, idealistic that might sound, because there's some lies and deception that's going to come out, there's a chance that he will be convicted. At the very least, the truth comes out, and you're going to see some Republicans move over to convict him. Okay, it's getting quite long, isn't it? Let's just see. For my Australian viewers, I'll just cut this deck again. We won't stop with the impeachment and conviction, because I think that's going to be an occasion where we've all got to keep tuning into it. It's very karmic and important, I feel, to keep a focus on that. I'm just getting that Tower card. Right, okay, so let's move to Down Under. From the northern to the southern hemisphere. Is the Scott Morrison government going to be returned? We have a 2021 likely election, federal election. Is the Scott Morrison government going to be returned? Is the Scott... We've got the Emperor again. That card came out before. Control, and we've got the Queen of Swords. So the truth. Trying to control the truth, trying to stop the truth in some way coming out is going to be relevant for him around the election. Scott Morrison government. Show me, is he going to be re-elected? Scott Morrison going to be re-elected? I'm getting that image of the Icarus again. It's going to be an uphill battle for him with this 10 of Wands. What's challenging that? Ooh, 10, 10, 10. 10, 10. It's going to be really hard for him because his complete and utter downfall is adding to the load here. He's not only carrying wands on his back, he's carrying the swords as well. They're not good cards. I'll pull a very quick Celtic Cross. So we have the full card, which is people are wanting new starts. This speaks to endings and beginnings. People want old cycles endings and people wanting new starts. They've kind of had enough. So in the past, we've got community coming together, a reunification in some way. Did he live up to what he promised? It looks like with the Queen of Pentacles, we've got something around money, and this could be taxpayers' money going to electorates where this ruling party has to shore up their base, and electorates that traditionally vote the other side are not getting money at all. The Hanged Man. Okay, so people are looking at this in a different way. These are not bad cards. It's like something is turning here. The Queen of Cups, more revelations coming out in relation to him, and this is around his connection to your Putin's former POTUS, who gave him a military medal, who did his bidding in relation to China, which cost us our trade. So there's revelations coming out about his relationship with Putin's former POTUS. You see, it's all connected. 5 of Cups, loss, regret. What's in the outcome? The Page of Pentacles. Again, this came out for it's reduced, it's cut down, and it's clarified by the 5 of Pentacles, which is loss. And loss again. Retreat. Wounded in battle. I think he could lose, and the opposition party, the Australian Labor Party, might beat him by 1 seat. It's something like that. But he's going to be wounded in battle. The Moon card. There's going to be an upsurge of emotions over something that he's done, and people wanting a new start. I think information's going to come out about what he did in relation to Putin's former POTUS, assisting him in some way. There's baggage he's carrying, and these signifier cards really couldn't be more clear. So for my Australian viewers, there is a chance that the opposition party might take a very small victory in the election. Okay, and something is, it's just going to keep coming. Remember that Sun card? So much revelation. The next reading I will do will be on the pandemic, and we'll see how that's tracking, how the vaccines are going. I've had a few questions around those subjects as well, so we'll look at that, as well as the uprising in Russia. Let's see where that's going as well. All right, thank you for tuning in.